Right now, literally as you watch this explainer, there is an unseen, relentless war raging deep inside the digital networks we rely on every single day. We've entered this incredibly dark, almost cinematic new era of warfare. And the scariest part? It's not being fought by human soldiers, or even human hackers for that matter. It's an autonomous, machine-driven conflict happening at speeds we can barely even comprehend. So let's dive right into this, because the stakes have absolutely never been higher.
I really want you to let this quote sink in for a second. The timeline is not years, it is months. Now, this isn't some flashy marketing hype. This is a stark, urgent warning from the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, the premier security coalition of the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. They're telling us flat out that the threat of AI-driven cyber attacks is not some distant sci-fi problem. It's an immediate global crisis happening right now. Frontier AI models are fundamentally transforming offensive cyber capabilities way faster than anyone predicted.
Chapter 1. The New Cyber Arms Race. The old rules of hacking, they've literally been thrown out the window.
Just look at this sheer compression of time here. Traditional cyber attacks used to require these massive human syndicates. We're talking teams of 200 to 300 hackers, spending weeks manually doing reconnaissance and building custom exploits. But today, autonomous AI models, like Anthropic's Mythos 5 and OpenAI's GPT 5.5, have proven they can independently plan and execute full network takeovers. What used to take human hackers hours just to hand off and coordinate now takes an AI agent exactly 20 seconds. 20 seconds!
And really, the crucial point comes down to this: 10 to 20%. According to a pretty chilling report from Anthropic detailing a state-sponsored cyber attack, human operators handled only 10 to 20% of the actual work. That's it. The rest, the recon, the coding, the data gathering, was all orchestrated entirely by AI agents. The human is no longer the hacker. They're just a manager of a fully autonomous digital weapon.
Chapter 2. Shrinking the attack timeline. The window between finding a weakness and exploiting it is completely evaporating.
Check out this number, 23,000. In just one single month, Anthropic's Mythos AI scanned 1,000 open-source projects. It found 23,000 vulnerabilities, and over 6,000 of those were classified as high or critical severity. Human researchers simply can't scale at that rate. It's impossible. AI bots are working tirelessly, 24/7, exposing the weak links in the very infrastructure that powers our world.
And this outlines the exact nightmare the defenders are facing right now. Kunal Ravala from Palo Alto Networks points out that threat actors are identifying and weaponizing exposed services within hours of them being disclosed. The second a flaw is known, AI automatically scripts an exploit and starts hunting for targets. That old timeline, discovering a bug, taking a few weeks to patch and test it, that is completely dead.
Chapter 3. The Defender's Disadvantage. Because if attackers are moving at the speed of light, how are our institutions actually holding up? Well, spoiler alert, they're really struggling.
We are looking at massive, systemic, institutional vulnerabilities. Most companies are still relying on periodic patching cycles and manual security ops, which just creates brutal alert fatigue for the teams involved. And it gets worse. Our actual frameworks for understanding attacks are outdated. Anthropic's research found that the widely used MIT-ATT framework doesn't even have categories yet for the autonomous, agentic behaviors these AIs are throwing at us. And as for legacy infrastructure, an AI recently found a critical vulnerability deep in the core of the Linux operating system that had been sitting there, totally undetected, since 2003. Attackers are literally using the future to expose the past.
And this is exactly why the Five Eyes Alliance released their urgent warning. Cybersecurity is no longer just some IT issue you delegate to the server room. It is a core business survival imperative. If an AI can compromise your entire network in seconds, defending against it requires actual board-level accountability. You can't just buy a flashy security tool and forget about it anymore. Your entire business strategy has to be inherently secure by design.
Chapter 4. The Cybersecurity Hiring Boom. The corporate world is absolutely feeling the panic right now. The head of security at LinkedIn recently called this incoming wave of AI-generated vulnerabilities the bug apocalypse.
And because of this bug apocalypse, we're seeing staggering numbers like this. $8 million. That is the peak salary package right now being offered to top cybersecurity executives. The demand is so fierce that search firms are actually turning away Fortune 100 clients. Why? Because there just aren't enough qualified candidates out there who understand both deep network infrastructure and this terrifying new AI threat landscape. Companies are desperately trying to buy their way out of this vulnerability. But what exactly are they trying to stop?
Anthropic's data gives us a peek at how malicious actors are currently using AI. So over 67% of the time, AI is used in the prep phase, writing really nasty, efficient malware. But I want you to notice that 6.5% slice right there. That is AI being used for lateral network movement. That means highly sophisticated threat actors are using AI to autonomously navigate deep inside compromised networks, making real-time decisions without any human input at all. This is the absolute cutting edge of cyber warfare.
Chapter 5, Fighting AI with AI. Like Francis D'Souza from Google Cloud said, you have to fight AI with AI. It really is the only viable solution moving forward.
Security agencies globally, like India's CERT-In, are mandating a radical new survival protocol. Step 1. Aggressively reduce your attack surface and lock down those legacy systems. Step 2. Accelerate your patching timelines. CERT-In is actually pushing a 12-hour window for patching critical vulnerabilities. Just think about that for a second. 12 hours from discovery to fully patched across a massive enterprise network. That is physically impossible for human teams to pull off. Which leads straight to Step 3. You absolutely must adopt predictive AI defenses and continuous monitoring. You need an AI operating at machine speed to patch the vulnerabilities that an attacking AI is trying to exploit.
Let's contrast these two approaches. The old way, reactive defense, meant waiting for a known threat signature, doing periodic assessments, and then trying to mitigate the damage after the breach. The new way is predictive analytics. This AI-driven approach monitors behavioral anomalies in real time. It doesn't just look for a specific known virus. It looks for a system that's just acting strangely, catching fileless malware and zero-day exploits before they even have a chance to execute. Think of it like the difference between catching a burglar who's already in your living room versus locking the door before they even reach the porch.
Chapter 6. The Proactive Cyber Future. Because the good news is, when it's aggressively implemented, AI defenders are actually starting to turn the tide.
Consider this crazy data from Seqrite Labs in India from 2025. Their AI-powered endpoint systems detected over 265 million threats. To put that into perspective, that averages out to over 500 detections every single minute. And more than 34 million of these were anomalous, behavior-based incidents, meaning the AI caught sophisticated, never-before-seen attacks that traditional software would have completely missed. AI-driven defense at scale isn't just theoretical anymore, it's operational right now.
Look at Operation Sindoor in India, 2025. It proves the power of that exact defense strategy. They faced a massive surge in cross-sector ransomware attacks, but by deploying predictive AI models that analyzed long-term datasets to map threat actor behavior, they actually anticipated vulnerabilities before they materialized. They used predictive patching to secure critical manufacturing and education sectors, preserving operational continuity during a major cyber conflict. It's an incredibly successful blueprint for the rest of the world.
Which brings us right back to the Five Eyes Alliance and this absolutely critical point. Your resilience cannot depend on a single solution. As AI systems evolve, new and terrifying zero-day vulnerabilities are going to emerge. Breaches will happen, for sure, but a unified, secure-by-design posture, powered by AI defense systems, ensures you can contain those breaches instantly, preventing a simple technical glitch from spiraling into a total financial and operational catastrophe.
So I want to leave you with this provocative question based on everything we've unpacked in this explainer. As AI cyber attacks become fully autonomous, literally thinking, adapting, and striking in mere seconds, is your organization still fighting at human speed? Because the clock is ticking and the machines, they aren't waiting around. Thanks for diving into this with me.